I'm Missniecytv, and I'm here to do a review for Zatima Season 3, Episode 8. The episode picks up where it left off, and Tony, Fatima, and Connie are standing outside talking. And Tony is like, at least she tried. Fatima's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Tony's like, no, I'm sorry for all this. Fatima's like, I just feel so helpless. Tony says, I'm sorry again, and Fatima's like, no, I can't be worried about Zach all day. Connie's like, Fatima, go home. Fatima's like, when y'all find Jeremiah, please let me know. Connie's like, you'll be the first one to know. Tony's like, well, I'll find. That's when Fatima leaves, and Connie's like, you know what, call Nathaniel and see if he found Jeremiah. Tony's like, that's a good idea, so he calls Nate, and Nate basically tells him that he has Jeremiah with him. Nate tells Tony that him and Belinda are gonna take Jeremiah back to her house, and the entire time that Nate is on the phone with Tony, Nate and Belinda are arguing, because she's like, I don't even want this man in my house. Nate is like, you were the one that wanted me to tell Zach, so you gotta face the consequences of your actions. Belinda's like, yeah, I wanted you to tell Zach, but I didn't want you to bring the man to my house. Belinda puts Nate and Jeremiah out the car and lets them walk because she doesn't want to be seen by her landlord that she's bringing a crack addict into her house. Mind you, Nate said that the walk is like 2 blocks, and that's a lot of dead weight to carry because Jeremiah is not functioning in his right mind, and he could barely walk. Once Tony gets off the phone with Nate, he asks Connie, do you have a ride home? Connie's like, I'll figure it out. Is it just me or do y'all think Tony likes Connie because he's always offering her a ride and making sure that she's okay? Then we see Fatima get a call from Connie, and Connie lets her know that they found Jeremiah and that he's at Belinda's. She tells Fatima that Nate and Belinda are taking Jeremiah back to her house. Fatima's like, Belinda? Connie's like, yeah, I know. She's like, I know that Belinda's going to tell Zach. Fatima's like, I gotta think of something. Connie tells Fatima that they're still looking for Zach, and if they find Zach, she'll be the first one to know. Over at the barber shop, Mr. Tyrone calls Tony to let him know that Zach is outside his shop because Tony called Mr. Tyrone and told him, if you see Zach, let me. Tony's like, whatever you do, keep him there, I'm on my way. And Mr. Tyrone says, okay. That's when Zach walks in the barber shop, and immediately Zach is like, where's Jeremiah? Mr. Tyrone is like, hi Zach, I thought I said something to you when you walked in. Zach is like, have you seen Jeremiah? Mr. Tyrone is like, yeah, I've seen him. Zach is like, have you seen him today? Mr. Tyrone is like, yeah, I've seen him today. Zach is like, did he tell you where he was going? Mr. Tyrone said, that way. Mr. Tyrone doesn't have a serious bone in his body. He gets ready to leave because Mr. Tyrone is playing too much. And Mr. Tyrone is like, hey Zach, let me talk to you. Zach is like, if it ain't about Jeremiah, I don't want to hear it. Mr. Tyrone is like, it is, I might know a little something. Zach is like, so you know what he did? Mr. Tyrone said, yeah, I know about it. Zach is like, so you didn't call me? Mr. Tyrone said it wasn't my business to call. Zach is like, he hit Fatima, and Mr. Tyrone is like, I know that, and that's your brother. Zach is like, I don't even know why people keep using that excuse. Zach is like, so what's that supposed to mean? Mr. Tyrone is like, so you know how he is. Mr. Tyrone is like, so you know he'll do anything for that stuff. Zach is like, well, I know that, but you better figure out something today. Cause Zach told Mr. Tyrone that when you see Jeremiah, it's on site. Mr. Tyrone is like, what if he doesn't let you do that and he fights back? Zach is like, I really hope he does. Mr. Tyrone makes a very valid point, and he says, if you beat Jeremiah up and he has that stuff in him, you can go to jail for murder. Zach is like, I still gotta do what I gotta do. I can't look weak. Mr. Tyrone is like, so this is what this about? You don't want to look weak in front of Fatima? Zach is like, she's about to be my wife, and I gotta protect her. Mr. Tyrone is like, I get that, but you do realize if you go to jail, you won't be able to see her, hear her, or smell her anymore. Mr. Tyrone is like, she'll forget all about you. Zach is like, no she won't. Fatima won't. Mr. Tyrone tells Zach to calm down before he does something that he regrets. Mr. Tyrone is basically like, beating him up is not worth it. You should just be a man about it. Go take your woman and go home. And just tell him not to do anything. Zach is like, Mr. Tyrone, I can't do that. Mr. Tyrone is like, why? Zach is like, I'm not the type of nigga to. Mr. Tyrone is basically like, don't say I didn't warn you, because I definitely tried to tell you. He's like, all that stuff you're doing for Fatima, there's somebody in jail that will do it for you. And it's definitely not Fatima. Over at Angela, she's in the kitchen with Sean, and she's complaining to Sean that he's still cooking, and they didn't get a chance to do what they needed to do. She's talking to Sean, she gets a knock on the door, and it's Fatima, and Fatima's like, can you ride somewhere with me real quick? Fatima explains the whole situation with Jeremiah and Belinda hiding Jeremiah at her house so Zach wouldn't find him. And Angela's like, you sure she didn't tell Zach already? She might have already told him. Fatima's like, how? She doesn't have his number. Angela tells Sean that he needs to go because she needs to go somewhere. And Sean is like, let me stay here. Angela's like, man, I don't know you like that. You gotta go. Sean is like, can I at least get my shoes? Angela's like, you got more at home. Sean is like, can I get my jacket? Sean grabs his stuff and then he leaves. Then we see Tony approaching Zach at the barber shop, and he's like, look, Zach, I'm sorry. Zach is like, you could say if you're sorry. Tony is like, look, I just want to help. Zach is like, so you gonna help me find Jeremiah? Tony is like, I can help you set him straight, help you beat him up, whatever. I just want to help you. Zach is like, what you gonna do? Throw a couple fists? Tony is like, yeah, so what we gonna do? Zach is like, we ain't gonna do nothing. I got it. Tony is like, I just want to help. Tony is like, I'm just going to keep following you then. Zach is like, do what you got to do then. Tony is like, don't worry, I will. Tony was like, I'm just doing this to protect you. Zach is like, you ain't got to tell me something I already know. You like keeping secrets, don't you? Secret keeping ass thing. Mr. Tyrone comes outside the barbershop and he's like, you let him leave? Tony is like, I tried to keep him. Mr. Tyrone is like, his mind is elsewhere. He gone. He's a ticking time bomb. Over at Zach and Fatima's, Preston and Bryce are still waiting outside the house. I'm like, I don't know why y'all waiting. He not coming. They have a conversation about the business and signing contracts. Preston is like, well, we should at least tell him before we do it. Bryce is like, you don't trust me? Preston is like, nah. Matter of fact, I don't even know you like that. The only reason I know you is because of that. Bryce was really trying to stereotype Preston, and I'm like, stereotype him all you want to. He'll show you what a country boy could really do. Preston and Bryce agreed to go hang out at the office. Over at Belinda's, Nate and Belinda arguing after they get Jeremiah settled in about him being there because Belinda don't want him there. And Nate is like, I had to do something. Nate goes back upstairs to help Jeremiah, and that's when Belinda takes it upon herself to call Zach and let Zach know that Jeremiah is at her house. Belinda is so messy and trifling, it don't make no sense. Like, why do you get entertainment out of it? This man is about to beat his brother to oblivion. When Zach doesn't answer her phone call, she decides to call somebody else, who I'm guessing is Karen, to ask her, does she still talk to Zach? And she tells him, if you talk to Zach, let him know that his brother's here. Nate is coming down the stairs as Belinda is finishing her phone call, and Nate is like, who was that? Belinda's like, it's none of your business. Nate is like, whoever that was is my business. Belinda's like, if it was your business, you'd be bringing some money up here. Belinda's like, I told you I don't want that man in my house. Nate is like, you said that 2,000 times. Belinda's like, let's make this 2001. As they're arguing, Belinda gets a knock on the door, and it's Angela and Fatima. Fatima's like, where's Jeremiah? And then Belinda tells Nate to go get Jeremiah. And Belinda's like, it's so nice to see you in my house again. Belinda's like, are you ever going to forgive me? And I'm like, Belinda, she's definitely not forgiving you. Then or now. Angela's like, let's not do this now. This isn't about you. She's here for Jeremiah. Belinda's like, well, you're in my house, so this is about me somehow. Fatima finally talks to Jeremiah, and she lets him know that Zach is looking for him and he needs to stay safe and out the streets. He apologizes to Fatima, and he's like, Fatima, I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. She's like, I tried to tell Zach that, but he's not trying to hear it. So when he comes after you, it's not going to be good. He basically tells Jeremiah that he's going to have to stay with Belinda until this blows over. Belinda's like, no, he's not. I don't even want him in my house. Jeremiah's like, just give me a few dollars and I'll leave. Fatima's like, I can't do that. Jeremiah's like, can I just go lay back down? So he goes back upstairs and lays. He got him upstairs just in time because Zach busts through the door like the Kool-Aid man, talking about some, where's Jeremiah, where's Jeremiah? The whole crash out goes like this. He reaches the stairs where Fatima is because that's where he knows Jeremiah is. And he's like, Fatima, move. Fatima's like, I'm not moving. Zach is like, so you think I won't move you in this condition? Fatima's like, I know you won't. Zach is like, since all y'all take me as a joke, y'all take me as a joke, right? Fatima's like, I told you everything. Zach is like, no, you didn't. You lied. Since y'all take me as a joke and think this is a game, let's all play a game. Where, since my heart's broken and all y'all lied to me, he's like, my wife knew, and you knew. I already think I'm the bad guy and I'm effed up because I go to therapy, so we might as well just play the game where I break stuff because I'm hurt. I'm about to break stuff because my heart's broken. He's like, Belinda, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to your bookcase, but yeah. Then he walks over to the lamp and he's like, if I hear y'all say one word, this lamp's gonna go upside your head. And Belinda's like, don't do that. I like that lamp. Zach is like, if you like the lamp so much and don't want me to break it, go get Jeremiah so that it won't have to happen. Then Zach grabs the vase and Belinda's like, don't break that. My mom gave it to me. Zach is like, Tony, you said you was in on this butt. Nate asks Zach what was wrong with him, and Zach's like, nothing. I actually feel better now. I'm going to go talk to Jeremiah. Tony's like, I can't let you do that. Zach is like, you want to try me? Then that's when he flips Tony over the couch. And I'm like, Tony, this man has the rage of a bull right now. You might want to get out of it. He tries to stop Zach and protect Tony, but Nate gets hemmed up on the wall by Zach. And that's when Belinda says she's going to call the police. And Fatima's like, so you going to call the police now? As Zach is making his way up the stairs, he tells Belinda, you lucky I don't hit women. You're the one that called me over here and calls all. Zach goes up the stairs to confront Jeremiah, and that's when we hear gunshots. And I'm like, where did Jeremiah get a gun from? He might have stole it from Belinda. Because where in the world did Jeremiah get a gun from? I know he didn't steal it from Fatima first. The whole time the gunshots are ringing out, Fatima is calling Zach's name, and that's when Zach dives down the stairs. Zach dives down the stairs, puts himself in front of her, and protects Fatima and the baby, and they all go to the ground. I'm like, did Jeremiah try to unalive himself? And The whole time this whole crash out is happening, I'm thinking, Zach nor Fatima got the watch back. This is one of the top tier crash outs I have ever seen. DeVal really deserves an Oscar for this performance. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your bell notifications. Bye!